Spiritual Reflections, Unplanned, Pregnancy, a Deep Spiritist Perspective. Introduction. What if you knew that pregnancy, whether planned or unexpected, is a profoundly spiritual process? What if I told you that, even in the most challenging situations, this experience has a divine purpose? Get ready to understand pregnancy from a perspective that goes beyond the physical, revealing the spiritual role of every being involved in this process of reincarnation. Today, we will dive into a topic that touches many people's lives in a deep and, at times, unexpected way: pregnancy. The conception, gestation, and birth of a new human being are events that go far beyond the biological aspect. According to Spiritist doctrine, pregnancy is, above all, a spiritual process where the reincarnating spirit and the parents prepare for this journey of learning and evolution. The spiritual process of pregnancy. How the spirit is prepared to incarnate. First and foremost, it's important to understand that the spirit who will reincarnate at some point chooses and plans their next incarnation. This planning occurs on the spiritual plane, where the necessary conditions for the spirit's learning and evolution are carefully organized. It's not just a biological event, but a spiritual challenge that involves both the reincarnating spirit and the parents. Spiritual planning. How spirits choose their parents. In the Spiritist view, pregnancy is not just a consequence of a couple's sexual union, but a plan crafted in the spiritual world. The reincarnating spirit and the spirits of the parents already have spiritual bonds that unite them, and these bonds determine the choice of the moment and place of reincarnation. According to the book Missionarios de Luz, Missionaries of Light, by André Luiz, psychographed by Chico Xavier, spiritual planning considers several variables: the family environment, physical conditions, and the trials the spirit will have to face. Gestation begins then with the meeting between the egg and the sperm, but what truly occurs during this process goes far beyond fertilization. The spirit, with its perispirit, the spiritual body, begins to act on the fetus, linking to it in a fluidic way and accompanying its formation. The union between the physical body and the spirit is not instantaneous, but gradual. The fluidic cord that links the mother to the child narrows as the gestation progresses. Life begins. Conception as the start of the journey. According to André Luiz, life begins from the moment the sperm fertilizes the egg, and not just as a biological process, but also as a spiritual movement. The egg not only receives the sperm, but it actively selects the most suitable sperm for this reincarnation, as confirmed by recent scientific studies. This selection is something that had already been foreseen in the reincarnatory planning, where the reincarnating spirit already knew exactly how and where the beginning of its new life would take place. This biological selection that occurs at fertilization, which was proven by American and Israeli scientists, was anticipated by the spirit André Luiz in 1945. He described that the egg has an active function, choosing the sperm most suitable for the reincarnatory mission that the spirit will have to face. This information came to light years later when scientific studies confirmed the existence of substances that help the egg select the most suitable sperm. Unplanned pregnancy, the spiritual role in planning gestation. When we talk about an unexpected or unplanned pregnancy, people often see themselves as victims of a process they didn't control. But the Spiritist view teaches us something different. Every pregnancy, even those that were not planned from a material perspective, has a deep spiritual meaning. The spiritual meaning of an unplanned pregnancy. The first thing we need to understand is that, on the spiritual plane, all pregnancies are planned. The mother, the father, and the reincarnating spirit meet in this spiritual process long before conception occurs. If a woman gets pregnant and at first feels that this pregnancy was unplanned, she had, in fact, already accepted on the spiritual plane this mission of generating the material body for the spirit who will come. Even if the mother doesn't remember this at the time of conception, the acceptance of this mission is part of the reincarnating spirit's planning. The idea that pregnancy can be a mistake or something unexpected is understood differently on the spiritual plane. Everything has a divine purpose. Pregnancy as a trial and spiritual mission. The gestation of a spirit on planet Earth is often seen as a trial or a spiritual mission. The parents, as well as the mother carrying the baby, have a fundamental role in fulfilling the spiritual trials that everyone involved will go through. It may be that, in some circumstances, a woman's material conditions are not ideal for pregnancy, whether in terms of health, financial status, or emotional state. However, this does not prevent the reincarnating spirit from going through this experience, as they also chose this path for their growth. Collective karma can be involved in this process. This means that both the parents and the reincarnating spirit have a series of spiritual debts and commitments to fulfill. Thus, an unplanned pregnancy is often an opportunity for the evolution of everyone involved, even if, at the moment, it seems like a challenge. The mother's role in gestation, spiritual responsibility. The mother, in the process of gestation, plays a fundamental role. She is responsible for generating the material body that the spirit will use to fulfill its mission. The fluidic connection between the reincarnating spirit and the parents strengthens as gestation progresses. It's interesting to note that during sleep, the parents can even meet with their child's spirit on the spiritual plane, in a process of spiritual interaction, where the bonds of love and guidance begin to be established. The fluidic cord, which links the mother to the fetus, allows the reincarnating spirit to have a gradual experience of connection with the material body, preparing for earthly life. The spirit and gestation, the challenges and trials. Gestation for the reincarnating spirit is a trial of learning. It represents the preparation for material life, and the spirit begins to feel the influences of its incarnation in the physical world, while continuing to be guided by spiritual mentors and a higher spirituality. This period is fundamental for the spirit to prepare to face the challenges it will have throughout its life, such as emotional, social, and spiritual difficulties. Understand pregnancy from a spiritual perspective. Subscribe now and expand your spiritual knowledge. Now that you understand a little more about the spiritual process that involves gestation and unexpected pregnancy, I invite you to delve even deeper into this topic. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with your friends and family. By doing so, you will not only be helping to spread the Spiritist doctrine, but you will also be participating in a true spiritual charity. If you want to understand more about spiritual planning, the trials of reincarnation, or the role of the woman in gestation, this channel is your space. Leave your comments and suggestions below so we can continue to bring you relevant content for your journey of self-knowledge and spiritual evolution. Join us on this journey of discovery and spiritual growth. Click the link below and subscribe now for more videos that will transform your view on life, reincarnation, and spiritual challenges.